Jesus. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cameras.
So a few years back, I took a trip to China. And walking through cities like Shanghai or Beijing, the surveillance state is not subtle. It's literally right in your face. In China, surveillance is top down, with 700 million state-owned CCTV cameras designed for complete societal and social control. The government is explicitly telling you, we're watching you, so you better behave.
Here in America, we're advertised something different.
We have the Constitution, specifically the Fourth Amendment, which protects citizens from unreasonable searches and seizure.
We talk about freedoms, we talk about civil liberties, don't tread on me.
We'd never let a centralized government build a massive tracking network like they have in China on American streets.
Only we did. Except it might actually be a lot worse.
Okay, you're the CEO of Flock Safety.
That's right. About 7 years ago, like a lot of people probably watching, I was just a guy sitting at my house, and the following night, a bunch of cars got broken into. And when the Atlanta Police Department came to our neighborhood, they said, sorry, like we can't do anything. And it said that they needed a license plate. So I called two of my friends from Georgia Tech, Paige and Matt, and said, we gotta build a camera that reads license plates. And APD says if we do this, they can catch some bad guys.
Founded in 2017 by Garrett Langley, Flock Safety marketed itself as a helpful tech startup with a lofty mission statement to quote-unquote eliminate crime. The sales pitch was simple. Whether you were a local police department, a homeowners association, a big box retailer, or an owner of a commercial strip mall, you could pay them just a few $1,000s a year for a sleek solar-powered ALPR, an automated license plate reader. To clarify, a few $1,000s per camera. It runs on a cellular network, mounts to a utility pole, and alerts local police if a stolen car drives into your neighborhood. But what we weren't told was that these cameras might do a little more, or perhaps a lot more, than they initially let on. Every single box feeds its data into a single centralized cloud platform called Flock OS. And while Flock initially insisted that they were just reading license plates to catch car thieves, they very quickly developed other features like its AI-powered vehicle fingerprint technology that catalogs your car's make, model, exact color shade, roof racks, window decals, dents, bumper stickers, and much more. And then came the hardware upgrades. Pan, tilt, and zoom cameras like the Flock Condor, audio detection sensors to identify gunshots and other noises, and integrations with overhead police drone fleets. And despite early claims that they wouldn't build facial recognition, Flock has allegedly expanded into full biometric AI tracking.
So we've got a Condor unit here. See the IR unit flashing. Yeah, you can see human motion setting it off. You can see the extra exterior modules for the AI processing and the video. The camera is much more robust as well. You can see me constantly setting it off, as there's no cars coming in any way, shape, or form.
Through software features like Freeform and integrations with third-party facial recognition databases, the police can now type in natural language prompts to search for specific physical traits, clothing descriptions, or match faces, turning what was sold to us as a simple license plate reader into an AI-powered human tracking system. And without passing a single federal law, without taking a single vote in Congress, or getting a single search warrant, Flock has quietly and effectively built an interconnected backdoor dragnet, installing over 110,000 cameras across the nation, capable of logging over 20 billion vehicle and human movements every single month. I don't know about you, but all of this to me sounds an awful lot like what's going on over there in China, a nation that we're constantly told they're dangerous, they're communists, they are our greatest enemy.
China's technology has helped that country achieve extraordinary growth, but critics say it is facilitating a surveillance state.
When you talk about mass surveillance, China is always the ultimate boogeyman. And to be fair, what they've built is quite staggering. Under massive government initiatives like Skynet and Sharp Eyes, China has installed over 700 million state-owned CCTV cameras across the entire country. That's roughly one camera lens for every 2 citizens. They are powered by advanced AI facial recognition, gait analysis, and automated license plate tracking, feeding directly into centralized municipal police command centers.
The 5 most surveilled cities in the world are Chinese, and cameras use software that recognize not only faces, but also how people walk, and can then track their location as they move.
And it doesn't just stop at watching where you go, it all connects to their social credit system.
The government is now converting data on its citizens into social credit scores. It's called Sharp Eyes, and those eyes are electronic thanks to the world's most advanced surveillance. In Shenzhen, cameras watch this intersection. If people jaywalk, they're publicly shamed when their faces are displayed on the screen.
If you jaywalk, it reduces your credit score. For example, if you cross the red light, your score would be reduced by 2 to 3.
Behavior change is exactly what the government wants. And the credit score system is so important, there's even a Communist Party-produced national credit magazine.
The Chinese system's main purpose is to build a credible society of trust. This system has become an effective measure in our social governance. For example, on the bus, people with regular scores will pay regular price, and people with good scores only pay 80% of that.
For the Chinese, the contract is quite simple. You give up a little bit of your privacy, or all of it, and in exchange, the state enforces strict social order and maintains a virtually zero crime society. And of course, if you disapprove of any of this, you will be doubly surveilled.
In Hong Kong, protesters say mainland China is exporting a system of surveillance.
Although I'm wearing a mask, they're like AI tracking down our faces, and maybe they will just use computers and recognize us in maybe just 1 second, and having all our identifications and all our informations. We are scared about it.
Now, because Flock has zero judicial oversight and no warrant requirement, police misuses set in almost immediately.
Police officers are using those Flock cameras for their own purposes.
A police officer is caught using police cameras to spy on his mistress.
According to the Fayetteville Police Department, the officers improperly used the license plate reader technology to look for relatives and acquaintances.
Across the country, officers haven't just been using the multi-billion-dollar dragnet to catch violent felons, they've been caught using Flock to stalk ex-partners, track dates, and keep tabs on whoever they please, all without a warrant. And while Flock repeatedly promised the public that they weren't capturing sensitive personal data or building facial recognition, those promises proved to be complete lies.
So we are getting this Flock camera, it's emitting this Connect 36295 Bluetooth signal. It will randomly emit that. You can see it right there. We observed it 32 seconds ago. I can start this back up and you'll see we'll observe it consistently. This specific unit is obviously set off by human motion. Whether that's taking a picture of me is questionable, but the IR element definitely is set off from human motion. As you can see, no cars are coming.
Hidden side doors and back doors were also secretly built directly into the system, as recently revealed by a Cleveland City councilman.
So here I am having conversations, and I believe that only Cleveland has access, and now we hear that there's a, as we're calling it now, a side door access to information, right? This is why nobody trusts Flock, right? Is because you have to find the answers on your own, right? I think everybody in the administration understands council's position on this, but yet every time we take 2 steps forward, we're taking 1 back because the side door opens.
Worse yet, the technology itself is notoriously unreliable. Incorrect reads, whether misreading a single character, confusing out-of-state plates, or flagging a rental car as stolen, have led to innocent people being forced out of their vehicles at gunpoint by police officers.
Can you come out to me, please? Sure. Yes. Okay, is this your car?
It's complicated. Can I explain it?
You can explain it, yes.
I review cars for a living. I fly around the world, review cars. I have a different car every single week.
The reason you have 4 cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates in our system.
Are you serious?
That's why Flock has been reading it because it's popping up as a stolen plate. Okay.
Got it. So this was picked up somewhere by Flock. Cameras that read my license plate now twice in the last couple of days, and it picked up and flagged it for the cops. You guys have been searching for this car. Unreal.
There was a theft of a package from Ridge Trail on Tuesday. Like I said, we have cameras everywhere in that town. You can't get a breath of fresh air in or out without a noise. Right. You know the quality on the camera doorbell you have. Yep. I've got that on my phone right now of you taking that package.
Where is this place?
I just told you.
Holy cow. So last month, a Columbine Valley police officer came to Chrisana Elzer's door. That is Sergeant Jamie Milliman, who accused her of being a package thief, bragged about how, they track everybody going in and out of the town if they want. He said the department had Flock camera footage of her car driving through town on the day of the theft and doorbell video of her stealing the package. The officer gave Elzer a citation, said the case was a lock, 100%, no doubt, his words. Well, then Elzer collected her own evidence and took it to the police department. Video footage from her car showing that she never stopped to steal a package. Video from a tailor shop that she visited near the scene of the package theft. Columbine Valley's police chief then replied, telling her the case was dropped, congratulating her on scrambling to find enough evidence to prove her own innocence.
What happened to innocent until proven guilty? Every day, it seems like we're living more and more in the upside-down world. Fact is, despite whatever misleading statistics Flock might list on their website, 1 million cases solved or whatever, there's actually no statistical evidence that's ever been produced by independent peer-reviewed studies correlating the installation of Flock cameras to a reduction in crime. There has been documentation of the exact opposite, though, where Flock allegedly claimed that their cameras led to a reduction in crime, only for it to have actually gone up. The part that I think is very uncomfortable for many Americans to admit is, the Chinese, they do live under a surveillance state. But the central government, the CCP, actually delivers on their end of the bargain, which is strict public order and low crime.
In America, we've ripped up the Constitution. We've thrown away our Fourth Amendment right for what exactly? For cities to lock themselves into a multi-year software subscription, paying millions in taxpayer dollars to unaccountable private middlemen whose business incentive isn't public safety, but rather profit maximization. Think about it. We didn't lower crime. We didn't make our streets any safer. We accomplished nothing except hand over millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money to build out the permanent infrastructure of a draconian police state.
I will say, if you've been following the news lately, it might seem like the public is finally waking up.
A tool that police say has helped take criminals off of Cleveland streets could soon go away.
The city council has rejected Mayor Justin Bibb's request to extend the contract to use surveillance cameras made by the Flock Safety Company.
Across the country, local city councils are voting to cancel their multi-million-dollar contracts with Flock Safety. Residents are showing up to their town halls, privacy advocates are organizing, and some people are even taking things into their own hands. This all feels good. It feels like a rare win for civil liberties. But before we start celebrating, I think we have to ask a much bigger question. Why is all of this anti-Flock coverage suddenly exploding right now? Is this movement actually organic, or could it have been hijacked by more nefarious dark forces behind the scenes? Take Denver, Colorado, for example. When Denver decided to part ways with Flock after a massive public outcry, they didn't turn off the surveillance state. Instead, what they did was turn around and hand millions of dollars in new contracts to defense tech giant Axon Enterprise, the multi-billion-dollar monopoly behind tasers, police body cams, and highly integrated AI crime centers. And if we follow the money, things get even more interesting. Axon has spent years aggressively expanding its lobby, positioning itself as the quote-unquote politically safe, enterprise-grade alternative to unvetted tech startups like Flock. On top of that, prominent political figures, including President Trump, have personally invested millions of dollars into Axon, betting big on the continued future build-out of privatized law enforcement infrastructure. So you have to wonder, is all of this viral backlash against Flock simply clearing the way for an even bigger, more nefarious, more well-connected defense tech monopoly to take over America's mass surveillance ambitions? I'm just asking the question. Benjamin Franklin famously warned that those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither. So I think if we actually care about preserving civil liberties, we have to stop falling for this kind of name brand or brand name shell game that's happening right now. It is not enough to be anti-Flock or anti-Axon. We have to be against all mass surveillance, regardless of which corporation is selling it or which political party is funding it. That is it for me this time. What do you think of Flock safety? I obviously don't trust them, but do you think it's possible that there is an Astroturfing campaign going on to focus all our energy on this one company and ignoring the bigger picture of mass surveillance? Sound off in the comment section below. If you do enjoy more in-depth documentary style pieces like this one, which takes a lot more time to write and produce, please feel free to support my journalism by going to my website, 5149jameslee.com, sign in to become a member, or there's also an option to give a one-time donation, no subscription necessary. You can also buy some merch, but if not, no worries at all. The information will always be free, so please just do me a big favor and hype this channel, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell so you can be the first to know when my next video drops. As always, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the next one.
There's an organization called DFlock, who are semi-well known now, I guess, if you're interested in this stuff, who take a fairly aggressive approach in terms of counting the number of cameras and having a Discord channel where they talk about potential, activities to move against Flock and stop it expanding. What do you think of that organization and the way they go about their business?
Unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like DFlock, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else.